Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the McGonagall Boxing Podcast. Let's get straight down to it, shall we? Billy Joe Saunders has mapped out his 2021 and it's exciting. This is the year that he needs. I'm really hoping COVID doesn't strike again. He doesn't get inactive. He doesn't get despondent, his weight doesn't balloon up, he doesn't get bored and get in some kind of controversy and get a 6-month ban on Twitter or something crazy, and then goes to the British Border Control, gets a 6-month ban off them. Let's get focused, let's get down to it. He's 32 years old, he needs to crack on. He's probably got 2-3 years max at his optimum, and then he's going to be on the decline. We know the smaller weight guys, they decline quicker than heavyweights because it's more reliant on speed and reflexes down in the lower weight. So he's got to get a move on. Next year is perfect for him. But I really like the fact that he's targeting Andrade before going to Canelo. Andrade is going to be a great test for him, keep him sharp, keep him active before taking on the best of the best Canelo. Andrade is moving up in weight. He's going from middleweight to super middle. I don't think he's going to vacate his title though. I think he's going to keep his middleweight title and he's just going to try and become a 2-weight champion. But excellent fight. Is Billy Joe the same fighter at super middle? Not for me, although he looked better, didn't he, in his last fight against Martin Murray. He looked more comfortable at the weight, almost like he started to grow into it. But I don't think he's as quick or as elusive as he was at middleweight. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But obviously he's getting older, his body mass is naturally growing. So I'm confident by the time Andrade comes around, he's trainer Tibbs now. He's always brilliant at getting fighters conditioned, keeping them busy in between fights. He says he's training Billy Joe non-stop at the moment. He's not going off the rails, which he sometimes does in between fights. He's staying disciplined and focused. So all power to him. Really like that Andrade fight. It's got a real mixture of styles, isn't it? They're both unorthodox. They're both slippery. Both lead off the left hand, both, clever counter punchers and boxers, thinkers in there. Neither of them have got a big punching power. Both of them are quick. I just think Billy Joe does everything Andrade does, but better. I think he's got more tools to his disposal in the fact that, if Andrade's not outboxing someone, what's he going to do? Whereas I know Billy Joe can go from plan A to plan B to plan C, as was shown in his fight before Martin Murray. He was boxing poorly, his boxing timing was all off, so he just closed the gap, started the fight inside, roughed the guy out, put it on him, knocked him out. Billy Joe can do all kinds of fights. You saw even in the Eubank fight where Billy Joe wasn't at his best. He admitted he'd only trained for 6 rounds, and it was a 12-round fight. Billy Joe can fight in the inside. He's a tough, rough fighter when he wants to be. That's the fact he's been fighting from it as a kid. But he likes to be elusive, he likes to be a boxer, whereas I don't think Andrade can fight in the inside. I think he likes to keep it at distance and show his slippery skill. So I think Billy Joe does everything Andrade does, but he's got more tools in his box, so to speak. He can rough it up, he can fight inside, he can go toe-to-toe, and he has got a chin on him, Billy Joe. When he does get hit, he very rarely gets wobbled, does he? We saw that against Eubank, we saw that against Andy Lee. He can take a punch, although obviously he likes to avoid one. So my money's going to be on Billy Joe on points, decision win, as long as the judges aren't biased towards the Americans, because it's going to happen in America. Obviously the UK at the moment is a bit of a disaster zone, so it's probably going to head to Vegas or maybe Texas. One of them two. I can't think Saudi are going to pay big money for that fight, so it's going to head to America. As long as the judges are fair and completely unbiased, because obviously American judges do score their fights a little bit differently. A lot of the time they don't appreciate the slick boxer unless your name's Mayweather and you're on the payroll pretty much. They don't appreciate the slippery boxers. They like aggression. They like, even if you're missing, even if you're not landing, the fact you're throwing punches, they tend to score. So that's the only worry I have with Billy Joe, because he can go around sometimes not throwing a punch, but just making the other person look stupid. But I think the judges will give Billy Joe the decision. I think it'll be clear cut, and I think he beats Andrade in a points decision win. And I think he looks good, to be fair. I think he'll be fully fit, fully focused, sharp, and I think it'll be an impressive display. Canelo is another podcast altogether. That's a complete different fight, but I like this fight as a warm-up. It's not really a warm-up, is it? It's a tough test against Andrade, 28-0, undefeated, hungry, in his prime as well, looking to become a two-weight champion. I really like it. It's a good test for Billy Joe, a tough test before stepping in with Canelo. I think Billy Joe's going to do the business. I think it's a points decision win. I cannot wait. This is the year. It's now or never for Billy Joe, and I think he is going to have his career best year.